Hey guys, welcome back to another Game on DayZ PC live stream. My name's Matt, thanks for joining us. Alright, today we're just going to be continuing putting a couple more buildings in our car testing facility area, which we made a start on last night. We've put a couple of big hangars up there. Earlier today I put a crane. Hey guys, welcome back to another Game on DayZ. And that's what you get when you're checking your testing. So yeah, we put a crane, I put a large communications tower up today, which was in 3 sections, which was a bit tricky. I would have liked to have done that on stream, but we'll do another one shortly. I'll get into the map in a second and show you exactly what we've done. And last night also too, we put a large shed with a couple of ramps. We needed to do that because of the undulation in the land. And we also put a large... it's like an office complex. It's pretty cool. It's got a little fireplace and stuff. You guys would have seen that building in Belota Airfield, however you want to pronounce it. So I'm not going to do a heap of talking today. I'll be on and off the microphone. I do have to do a fair bit of back-end work. We're working in both online and offline modes. So I'll be switching between the servers. We do have to do server restarts regularly to update the information we put in. But we'll start off quickly. I'll do a quick walk around of the car test facility that we're in the middle of making. It's the first area that I've custom built and it's starting to look pretty cool. Yeah, so here goes. Alright guys, so this is the aircraft hangar from Northwest Airfield. You guys, if you've played before, you would have seen this at Northwest Airfield. It comes in 2 sections, so a little bit tricky to put together and place in the right position. It's on a slight angle because the paddock we're in is sloping down. So it was tricky. We defied the laws of building ethics by putting it on a slight angle, but you can't really tell. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And it houses all of our cars that are currently in testing mode. As it's a new server and I'm quite new to building servers, custom made servers, we do need to test the cars, make sure they don't glitch out, make sure they stay in the same position, all that kind of stuff. So slowly starting to fill it. We've got the Rag Fresh Hummers, which are a pretty cool car, my favourite. V12s, go great. Got a couple of Kamaz trucks. The Kamaz trucks haven't got doors on them. The doors are glitching out. We're working on that with the developer and also our own research. The Land Rover Discoverers, we added these yesterday. They're looking good so far. They come in a few different colours. The Mustangs, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We've got them in 2 colours at the moment, in the red and the black. Oh, we've in the rust, sorry. We do have black as well. Aston Martins, need I say any more? These are a great car. Pity about the sounds, but we're working on that as well. In black or white, currently on our server. So we'll just show you outside. This is the big tower I put together this morning. You will see this tower on the map in Green Mountain. You can climb up the ladder inside, get halfway up and have a look at the view. Pretty cool. We added these 2 fuel pumps, obviously working. We can collect fuel from there. We dropped these 2 containers down. We're just trying to start to make it look like a bit of a factory area. Obviously it's our car testing facility, so we need to import stuff to add to our cars and upgrade them, so just a cool little addition there. Down here in amongst these couple of wrecks that are glitching, but that's only because I dropped this big tower on top of them. This is just a car out of the map that we put in for testing. This is one of the original Land Rovers that we used for testing, and behind it, if you can see it, the water well. We just added that about an hour ago, so I haven't even used that yet, but I'm sure it's working and doing what it needs to. Last night on stream, if you wanted to check out what we did, just check our last stream out. We added these 2 buildings here, which was pretty much a marathon effort. As I said, we're working on a sloping ground, so you know, getting the levels and making sure the grass is not coming through the floors and stuff like that is really tricky. You're still going to see that in some areas, but you kind of got to give and take a bit. Oops, someone's parked the Land Rover in here. Awesome little fireplace. This is a cool building. I really like it. Place to hang out. You know, you can come here. It's a meeting place. I just added this crane not long ago just for a bit of, you know, effect. I think it looks pretty cool up there. We had to use these are actually buildings, believe it or not, these ramps sunken into the ground. You can't even tell, but we've done that because we needed to raise the level of this shed. Otherwise it would have had the grass coming through it. And the ramp works beautifully, and as you can see, we have parked a couple of cars in here. The trucks were spawned on the map before the shed was here, so they've just lifted up. They will be deleted shortly. They're just in test mode, so we will get rid of those. And that's pretty much it for the tour, guys. I am going to start working on, right now, I will be adding 1 or 2 of the mechanics garages over in this area here, possibly against this wall. I do want to leave a bit of room in the middle so we can drive around. And also, this is just in test mode, this Bronco, but that will be added to the server very shortly. It's certainly showing no signs of glitching at this stage. And just quickly before I get off the microphone, we will, thanks Angel, looking good. Appreciate it. Up here, this will be just our area where we do driving and make sure our cars are working properly. So we won't put too many building structures up here. These cars here are our black Aston Martins that are still in test mode. I'll either put these in the hangar shortly, which I probably will, but these cars will never actually be able to have parts spawned on them because they were spawned into the map before we completed our testing. So they'll get deleted, and we can always add new ones with parts. So guys, as I said, that's about it for the tour. I will get into putting those mechanics garages down here right now. If you are watching live, feel free to talk on the chat. I'll be on and off the microphone for the next hour or so. It's only going to be a short stream, this one, but we will get on to placing these garages in offline mode. The server will need to go down, so the screen will go black for a few minutes at times. Hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so we've launched our test offline server. So what we need to do is leave our body and head to our car testing facility area, which I always get lost heading here. I'm not very good at navigating around Chenarus at the moment. I'm better on foot, believe it or not. Alright, see, we've just gone in the totally wrong direction, so we're up here. What we'll do now is start, there's airfield, know exactly where I am when I hit airfield. Whoosh, we're over this way. Right here, okay. So we're going to place the garage, all our buildings haven't spawned in yet, onto the offline server. It didn't have this one yesterday. I think it may take a day to update, or it's something I'm doing wrong in the settings. I'm not 100% sure yet, still working on it, but we know there's buildings all over here, and they will appear back on the map when we add this one. So I know we've got our crane, we've got our crane just near these hay bales as well. So we kind of just want to keep it in this middle section here. So I'll start going through the list. We'll find the garage, the mechanics garage, and then we'll add it in. Alright, so we've kind of just got to get our building positioned where we want it, make sure it's at a good height, nothing's impeding on the actual building structure so it looks stupid. One thing I do have issues with that I don't believe we can get rid of yet is the grass and the scenery coming through the floor. You just really need to sort of pick an area where there's no grass to put buildings, I guess, no long grass, so it doesn't come back up through the floor. But, you know, say for example, if we put it here we might get lucky, but we're not going to do that because that'll be our test driving facility. So it is DayZ. That's... grass has disappeared. Is it only because we're in that view? No, it has disappeared. I don't know why. We're going to leave that exactly where it is, because that's just... I'm not sure if it'll stay, but even if the grass does come back in, it's a post-apocalyptic world, so, you know, it's as good as it's going to get. I will now just tinker with this a tiny bit and get it exact, and then we'll spawn it into the map. Alright, so the game's just about to relaunch. Fingers crossed the mechanics workshop is not impeding the crane, as the crane wasn't in the offline server, so we couldn't see where it was, but I kind of think it's in an okay position. Be a bonus if the grass isn't coming up through the floor. So far so good. As we can see, the crane is miles away. It's not touching any of the other objects, so it doesn't look stupid. We'll open up the doors and have a look. It's nice, and it's in line with this building here. I lined it up so it was square with this building, not the fence. Obviously the fence is just going crazy there. You're trying to keep everything sort of square to make your map look good. And that's not too bad. I knew we'd have that little bit of grass up there. I could see that in offline mode, but because we're building on a hill, you kind of got to take the good with the bad and get it as best you can. I don't think that looks too out of place there. So yeah, there's our new mechanics workshop. I was going to put two side by side just to make it, you know, look good. We still could do that. We'll need to bring this over a bit, but for now, I think that's fine. We're never really going to use it. It's just there for aesthetics more than anything. We, you know, we'll be doing all of our work in the big shed. We might just have a little bit of a drive around, open up the doors, get one of the Hummers out. What I will be doing, these trucks have gone a bit crazy because they were spawned with the automatic spawner. That's why they're upside down, and that's not an issue at all. Any items that come out of the vehicle traders or already spawned into the map from the game engine, I won't do that. It's only when I go into God mode and spawn an object through object spawner like this is when we're going to have that issue. So yeah, no big issue there at all. And just to show you guys, all of the vehicles inside the hangar are all spawned correctly, so these should all be in place and not have moved a millimeter, which they are. One thing I noticed, obviously this hay bale's a bit of a pain, but we'll put some structures around that later and conceal it. It is what it is. You can't move it, to my knowledge. I have this Hummer generally, and we'll take this Hummer for a spin, but we will shut the door because it looks a bit silly. Generally, I like to in-game, you know, say for instance this is my own personal Hummer vehicle that I use in-game to drive around the map. I would probably just park this over the top of this because it does look pretty cool. Even, you know, just maybe not quite like that because I've just got it stuck. But if you just back up onto it, which is what we'll get it off. We'll just take a nap for it to grab. There we go. One wheel spin and they're off. So that's the beauty of the Hummers. They don't really get stuck unless you really sort of get them into a position that isn't cool. But yeah, we need reverse. You know, park it kind of up on a bit of an angle like that, over the top of it a bit better. That looks pretty cool, you know, you'd see that in a showroom. As I said, maybe concealing a little bit more. But I have noticed when items are placed on, when cars, are placed on angles in game during a server restart, they will go down to a flat area. So if I was to leave that sitting up on that bale of hay, then when we did a server restart, it would drop down beside it on a nice flat area. Okay, so we'll do a quick little drive. I love these things, they really get moving. Still in first gear. Only thing is, they do take a little bit of time to change the gears, but I think that's realistic, you know. And we'll just go up the ramp on our new garage, just show you that the ramp works good. Well, now that bus there, I'll come back to that in a minute. That's actually a little bit disappointing. So we'll get rid of that. And as you can see, the vehicle drives up the ramp beautifully. Even the Mustangs and the Astons get up there with the lower wheelbase. So our vehicle testing facility is starting to look good. Don't really know whether we needed to add the massive tower, but I think it looks cool. You know, bigger is better. So we'll keep adding some buildings. We will spawn in, or not spawn in, but we'll get some, buy some barrels and stuff from the trader and scatter them around the place. So it looks like a working facility. This bus here, that wasn't spawned into the map. That was one I've placed in the offline mode, like we just did with the garage. And that vehicle actually is meant to sit right here nicely along this wall. But I didn't really like it anyway. It doesn't have wheels, so it looks a bit silly. You can put wheels on it. You can put wheels on it if you spawn it through the automatic spawner, but it glitches out and doesn't stay. A bit like the trucks inside here. I did put wheels on this one, so the wheels have disappeared and the items have flipped, so that's a result of using offline spawn mode. So back into the Hummer we go for a bit more of a drive around, and that will probably be the end of today's video. How you going, bro? Yeah, it's starting to look good, man. Starting to get there. We've still got a lot of work to do. I don't know why that is not letting me look outside the vehicle, but anyway. What are you doing, mate? Steering wheel's over here. Alright, can we at least get out of the car? It seems to have had a little glitch out. So what we'll have to do to get away from that is have an out-of-body experience. What's he doing in there? Oh. Yeah, definitely facing the wrong way. How to get out of there? I can't actually. Oh yes, I can. I can do this. No, it's not letting me do that either. It should be jumping out. Definitely glitched out here. It's no big deal. If I can't fix it, we obviously just exit our server, and when we come back in, we're sitting beside the car. Nice if he got out though. Yes, it's not even letting me drive. Letting me open doors, but not change seats. So yeah, a little bit disappointing, but nothing we can't sort out with a quick server restart, which I'll do shortly. That is pretty much it for the video, guys. Got completed what I wanted to do. I think the garage looks alright there. It's in a good position. No glitching, no grass coming through the floor, which is a bonus. Today's work was installing that large tower. As I said, come in 3 sections, so you have to line up each section. You know, pretty close. Well, I think I haven't done too badly. I didn't rush it, but I didn't, you know, spend hours on it. You can't really tell. It's not it's offline at all. You have to line it up as well so that the the ladders from one section to the second section join up. Obviously spin the base section to have the door facing which way you want. The two containers look good. Our water here, you'll be able to see that after I get rid of these vehicles. So we've got our water well pump, our two gas pumps, and that was what we got completed today. So, and the crane, added the crane as well. Can't forget the crane. Oh, Cranky the crane. So thanks for joining us, guys. That's about it. I will end the stream very shortly. I'll stay on for a little while, but I won't be talking on the microphone. We will be back on later tonight, my time. So probably, we'll say 7 or 8 hours from now, we'll do a proper live stream tonight. We'll continue building. Whether we continue building this area or we start somewhere else, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to have a think about that. Anyway, I hope to see you then. Have a great day.